So I was in the Army in 1962 to 1965. And in 1963, I was stationed in Frankfurt, Germany, and I had my first experience with something other than Miller and Budweiser and all of that sort of, you know, well, actually, I drank Carling's Black Label. That's all I could afford at the time, right?
Okay.
And that and Blatz. I don't know if you've ever heard of Blatz beer, but there was a beer. And I got sent on temporary duty because I was in the Army Security Agency and I was a Russian linguist, and we had places stationed along the border to listen to what there was this monastery in the town.
Oh, that's right.
And I'd never heard of monasteries brewing beer. I grew up in the South.
Yeah.
You know, religious people don't drink beer,
right.
you know. And that was the whole idea that there was a monastery.
Yeah.
I was just blown away. It was absolutely the best beer I ever had in my life. It was just in brown bottles. There were no labels to it. It was distributed within the town.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little town about half the size of I don't know, maybe 4,000 people total in the town. And they just simply provided the town with beer. It changed my attitude about beer altogether.
Do you remember any of the smells that you were getting off of it or anything like that?
Well, no, and the reason I don't remember is because at the time I didn't know anything about beer except that it was what you drank a lot of to get soused. Yeah, I was in the Army, remember, right? It just had a taste. And I'm sure a lot of what had happened was there was a lot of hops in it. I'm sure it was brewed with grain, right? It was a good, heavy German ale. That's what I would say. It was a heavy German ale. My first encounter with beer, other than the same sort of things that you do in high school where you buy some beer and you're not supposed to buy beer and you go and you and your buddies get drunk. I went to Georgia Tech, and at Georgia Tech there was an organization called the Persian Rifles. These are the guys that, you know, that march and they do all the special things with the rifles and so forth. I joined the Persian Rifles because every month they got to go to Carling's Black Label and have a tour. All we had to do was go into Carling's Black Label with our rifles, march a little bit and go hump, hump, you know, and throw a rifle or two, and then we could get beer.
That was great.
That was in 1956, 57 and 58.
Well, you ought to keep down and listen to the